Fire in the Taco Bell. Fire on the disco. Fire in the gates of hell. Don't you wanna know the kids are on fire? It's my desire. It's my desire. It's my desire. Danger, danger.
High voltage.
Fire in the disco. Fire in the Taco Bell. Fire on the disco. Fire in the gates of hell. Don't you wanna know the kids are on fire? It's my desire. It's my desire. It's my desire. Danger, danger.
High voltage. Hi everybody, it's Lasha. I am conducting a live today. Because I have a lot to say today. Hi everybody, it's Lasha from High Voltage. If you've never been to this channel before, welcome. I am the host. I'll just tell you a little bit about the channel, and if you're interested, it might be the channel for you, it might not be. To start with the origin story, I'll refer you to a free video, and you don't have to subscribe, you don't have to like it if you don't like it. It has to do with the medical malpractice. I was in a year in a wheelchair. I overcame enormous adversity. I do not, adversity, not university. I do not consider myself a victim. I do not consider myself a survivor. That to me is surviving a war or being bombed on. That is surviving. During the Depression, that's surviving. We all have the tools to survive, and the theme of this channel has changed now and then. Hello, Trevor's Infinite Horizons. I love it. I love it. Trevor, do you want me to write you? Do you want me to, yeah, of course we can go live. Trevor and I are going to go live around 2 or 3. Trevor's the moderator and the editor. The video that you just watched, Trevor went into my Facebook and footage, and he put together the whole editorial at the beginning. Okay, so this channel is about survivorship, and it's a non-donation charity. So when I say a non-donation charity, Trevor's working on a video right now, actually, and he's putting together all of the raffles and the trivia that we've done to promote this non-donation charity, because we thus far had 4 Amazon giveaways. The monetization on this channel goes to the viewers and goes to those that are in need. I am an ordinary person, and I have something to say, and I'm keeping it in order, okay? First of all, I don't have anything fancy. This is it, okay? And if I need to show you footage, I'm using the television. This is what we're talking about today. I am an absolute Bill Maher fan. I am going to be 54, and I watched Maureen Callahan from The Nerve, And before I say anything about an iteration and me critiquing Maureen Callahan's podcast, because I'm sticking up for Bill Maher, because I agree with him. And this is not going to be popular. And I'll tell you why I agree with him. The Me2 movement went way too far. And there were men wrongly accused of BS. And you know what? And women lied and ruined it for people that were real, truly violated. And I do not know what it is like to be violated, but I know what it's like to be in a wheelchair because a surgeon didn't say anything, and it's about power and it's about control. And I was astounded at Maureen Callahan's behavior talking about Bill Maher, because she's better than that. For heaven's sakes, she's better than that. Look, I love Maureen Callahan. I love Maureen Callahan. Look, a subscriber sent me her book to read. And I started Andrew Gold, and then I can't find the book right now, but back to this. Listen to this. Just tell me what you think. Trevor, stay on track. I need you. Okay, ready? Tell me what you think.
You gotta leave right away.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this. If it were that simple, if the women who typically get into abusive relationships have a lot of backstory and a lot of complicated emotional, psychological, maybe physical trauma, you know, and abusers can spot these women like that. So if it were that simple and there were just an algorithm, a simple equation that women could follow, you know, there would be no more women for men to beat the shit out of. Okay, Bill? Moving on.
Now, I completely understand why in the past women often did not do that. I understand, as counterintuitive as it seems, why an abused woman would send complimentary texts or emails to her abuser after the abuse. In an era where women felt for good reason that OG predators like Bill Cosby and Harvey Weinstein would never be held accountable, why not at least get something out of it? Used. You gotta leave right away.
That's
Okay.
one short.
I'm just gonna say this.
And
If it
this
were
is
that
the
simple-
second part. Because if I play the entirety of Bill Maher's editorial and the entirety of Maureen Callahan's podcast, I'll get a strike or a copyright. Okay, and then this was my other. I'm a huge fan of Bill Maher, okay? And I'm a huge fan of Maureen Callahan. I will never unsubscribe to Maureen. I will never stop watching Bill, and I will never stop watching Maureen, but I disagree with Maureen, and I don't like it. In my opinion, I do not approve of Meghan Kelly and Maureen Callahan's behavior when they get together. They're like two gossipy little girls. And if I hear Paula M. talk about Meghan Markle and the tweak, we'll get to that, but just this. Okay.
So Bill gets on TV last Friday, and he decides that his closing monologue, he's going to, I guess he calls it his editorial, he's going to use the Diddy trial as, I guess, his Trojan horse to talk about women who are abused by their partners, women who are stuck in relationships with men that are violent. And he's here to tell us it's all our fault. It's all the fault of these women.
That is bullshit.
You are getting beaten up by your man, your husband.
That he wasn't here
No,
or there.
it's your fault.
To tell
If you don't leave
anybody
after the first one,
anything.
your fault. Okay, we're gonna take this guy apart. Okay, we are going to metaphorically savage him limb from limb, and we are going to leave his verbal carcass to be feasted upon by wild boars. Roll this clip, beginning.
Things have changed enough so that moving forward, the rules should be, if you're...
So Bill gets on TV last Friday.
Now, first of all, if you watch the entirety of Bill Maher's editorial, and he uses the Diddy trial, and when he was talking about there were different times when it was difficult to leave abusive relationships, or if you're in a narcissistic relationship, I also agree that it's very hard for women to leave. And nowadays, men, okay? Women lie too, Maureen. And she did tear him apart from limb to limb. And quite frankly, I don't have the energy to repeat what she said, because it was like, I don't have the energy to do it, and I don't want to crinkle my face. Now I know why actresses need Botox all the time, because they're always frowning and making faces. But she was going, fuck you, Bill, fuck you, Bill, fuck you, Bill. I can't say it enough. On and on and on and on and on and on and on she went. Okay? I don't like that behavior. Like, let's talk about this civilly. What Bill Maher was saying was this, and I agree. He didn't say this, but I'm saying this. I don't even know what the Diddy trial is about anymore. I really don't. You know, if he wanted to hire ladies or women of the evening to bring them from Atlanta to California, who cares? When that man on 60 Minutes hung out with Diddy, and there was a woman there waiting to have you know what, and Diddy, the guy said he felt forced to do it. Nobody held a gun to his head. And the other thing that I find, I know people and women and men that have been abused. I know somebody who had to, I know 2 people who had to flee a province and a country to get away from somebody, because the psychological grooming, it goes on and on and on. And I'm not going to get into the specifics of it, because we all watch YouTube. We all understand how people groom, how men love bomb, what narcissism is. I don't need to explain that. And what she's saying is, she took it like so personally, or it was clickbait, because I'm talking about it. You know, that's all it could be. All Bill Maher was saying is, and I agree, times have changed. In the 50s, I mean, when were women allowed to vote? Women have come so far, and I wish I knew, and I'm going to find out the names of the women in history that enabled birth control, that enabled women's right to vote, women having control over their own body. You know, Andrew Tate says about his body, my choice. Same with the woman. I am not pro-choice or pro-life. I am, but I understand both sides. I'm pro-life, but I understand both sides of the coin. But the way Maureen ripped apart Bill Maher, it was ferocious, it was unladylike, it was undignified, It wasn't pleasant to listen to, and I was quite frankly shocked, because that's not what he was saying. He was saying because of all the information that even young girls nowadays are aware of, and because we're all aware of these things, we need to take responsibility for ourselves now. Enough is enough. Why do women have to keep being abused? Because predator and prey find each other. So if you're in those situations, how do you get out of them? I don't have the energy to talk about it right now, but that's what an iteration is. It's like the Bible was written, I don't know how many times. So I would watch the clip of Bill Maher and Maureen Callahan and your own thoughts on the Me2 movement. And what are your thoughts and your ethical, what's your ethical side or your values? I think that there's enough information out there that we all need to take responsibility for ourselves. And as far as what happened to Virginia Giuffre, it was Lady Victoria Harvey that tried to tear her apart. And it was Meghan Kelly and Maureen Callahan that were picking on Meghan Markle. And rightly so. It was so tacky, I'm not even going to imitate the way they did it, because I don't have the energy to do it, and it's not worth my time. So the last thing that I wanted to say was, I find that a lot of YouTube channels that have salacious, I was going to say women. Women seem to be the ones tearing each other apart. Like Meghan Kelly and Maureen Callahan toward Meghan Markle. If I have to hear Paula M. talk about the birth certificates of Archie and Lilibet one more time, I'm going to vomit. And you know what? If we stop talking about Meghan Markle, I think that's what the monarchy is hoping is going to happen. But you know what, King Charles and Prince William? Get your crap together and get them out. Because that woman needs to be in a mental institution, in my opinion. Virginia Giuffre was a hero, and Lady Victoria Harvey tried to tear her apart. Like, that is new news. I was talking about it for a year, but because I'm a small channel, nobody watches. So I don't mean nobody watches, anybody that takes the time to watch. I appreciate everybody. I know everybody's names. Trevor knows everybody's names. I mean, I was watching YouTube, and I just found it upsetting that it was just all about blame. And does anybody have an independent thought of their own? And gosh darn it, if you do anything different, you know, because I like to wear wigs and dance, and because I'm not a proper ballerina, the comments that I get are just absolutely ridiculous. You know, 600 people will watch and 2 people will like it. Why? Why? Why do people have to be mean? Hey, if you want a real safe space and a place of sanity, this is where you come. Seriously. That's all I have to say today. And thank you very much, stupid angel. Don't ever call yourself a stupid angel. And thank you, Unity Hub. And yes, we can do a collab. I am home this afternoon. And Barney and Martin are coming over. And my scooter's charged, Trev. And my bed is so high. Look at the mess. Look at the mess. Honest to God. But I can see under my bed now. Anyways, I have to go. I have to clean up this mess and get ready. It's Sunday. I didn't go to church today because I had some other things that I needed to attend to, and my friend stayed over last night. And yes, this is, yes, but you can't do it inside the apartment. So anyways, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you very much, everybody, and have a great day. And I hope I didn't come across mean, because I'm not. I just, I don't like that yuckiness. Okay, bye. Trav, I'll see you later. I love the new logo. The new logo. Bye. And for the 3 people that liked and for the people that watched, I really thank you very, very much.